Today you're going to learn how to make a pocket onto your bag. So the first thing you need to do is get some fabric that you want to use for your pocket. Our measuring or our pattern for our pocket is a regular sheet of paper. So once you have your fabric, go ahead and trace your pattern and cut it out. As you can see, I have a pocket ready to go. Then I need to lay it on my bag and decide which end I want to be the top. So I lay my bag out and I ask myself, do I want my pocket to go vertically, or am I gonna like my pocket to be more horizontal? For the purpose of this video, I'm gonna pretend that I want a horizontal pocket. So I remove my bag and I go to the ironing board and I measure down 1/2 inch from my pocket edge and I iron it flat. Now you're going to use a measuring device, but I know what 1/2 inch is. Then I fold it a second time so that now I have a nice straight edge and I don't see any frayed designs. I folded it 2 times so the frayed part is hidden under the fold. And then I'm going to stitch this fold down with any decorative pattern and any color to match your bag. When you're done, it's going to look like this. Okay. After you get Are you still recording? Okay. After you get the decorative stitch done, this becomes the top of your pocket where you're going to put your items in. So now you have a nice decoration. You need to turn your pocket upside down and measure in 1 inch. The directions are also on the whiteboard, so you can refer to that if you can't remember. So I'm going to fold it over at 1 inch. I'm going to check it with my sewing gauge and I'm going to iron it so it stays down. I'm going to do that on all 3 of the remaining sides. So pretty soon I have creases and my pocket kind of looks like this. So they're folded in at 1 inch, which will then allow me to take my pocket and pin it onto my bag. Here is a pocket that I already have pinned onto my bag. So you can see I'm going to try to center it where I want it in my in the location of my choice. Towards the top of the bag is best. The top with the decoration is open so I can slide my items in. And you can see under here is my 1 inch folded edge. So I just lay it down and I pin it going the long way, which is going to allow me, I pin it again, and then I'm going to check the corners. If I want a nice 90-degree angle at all of my corners, and if I have anything hanging over the edge, you know, where it's been folded up, I'm just going to tuck it maybe a little more and pin it down straight. If it is pinned nicely, then it is going to sew on nicely. If something's hanging out, then just give it a little tuck so it doesn't move and pin it straight. Then when I sew it on under my machine, I could pick a straight stitch, maybe in white, so it's camouflaged, and I start at the top with a nice back stitch and I come all the way down, and then I pivot at the corner, I pivot at the other corner, and I come to the top. So I'm only sewing on the 3 sides of my pocket. And of course I'm going to back stitch at the top because I'm going to have a lot of wear and tear there. If you really want a decorative stitch, then after you've sewn it on in white, then you can sew over it maybe with the same stitch you did on the top so that your pocket has a lot of detailing and accents on it. That is your choice. The first time you sew the pocket on, straight stitch with a color to match your pocket so it's camouflaged. If you choose to sew it a second time, then switch to the decorative stitch and just add that detailing along the edges. And voila, after you sew that on, you'd have an awesome looking pocket. Now you go try.